Hey everybody, it's Ryan from Android Coliseum here to do my review of the new Motorola X. Well, not exactly new, but it's a great little device, and I was glad to get a chance to play with it now because I know Tom has been really chatting this one up. He's been really saying this is good. What's nice about this is that it's that cross between the next Nexus and something a bit, like the Samsungs or something like that, where it's not a true stock experience, but it's pretty damn close. I mean, the only thing they've really added in here is they've added some carrier stuff in there. You can see we've got the Rogers up there. But other than that, I mean, you have some typical Motorola, but it's stock Android otherwise. So let's take a look at this device first up. Specs on it, it's a 1.7 gigahertz processor, dual core, but we talked about how the fact it actually has 8 cores inside of it, so don't worry about it being dual core. 2 gigs of RAM. It's a 4.7-inch screen, 1280 by 720, only 16 gigs. That's my only thing I really got to say I didn't like about in terms of specs. Camera's a 10 megapixel and back and 2 megapixel up front, and it's running Android 4.2.2. First up, let's take a look at the design of it. As you can see, it's a really nice edge to edge, very little bezel. Compare that to the Nexus 4. Now, what I've done, the screens are going to look a little different. I've turned this one down as low as it goes just so it can be displayed on camera. Same screen size, but the Nexus 4 is huge compared to it. Like, it's got more bezel, more top and bottom. This one it's basically just a screen almost. I mean, just Tom's wet dream there. So, real nice. Perfect hand size for that you can actually just hold it perfectly. The back is nice and curved, which is we really like. What I like about the back is that it's not only that it's curved like the Nexus or the HTC One, but when it curves, it actually then flattens out. I don't know if you can see. So it's not continually rocking like some phones might be. It actually can sit that way. The camera itself is indented a little bit, so that when you put it down, it's not going to hurt the camera. Speaker in the back, micro USB, headphone, and power and volume on the same side. So a little awkward if you do screenshots. So let's talk about that speaker. Holy crap, is that loud? Like, it's almost as loud as some of the HTC ones that are out there that I've heard. It is pretty loud. Let me see if I can find up that video. I was going to do a little video comparison for you guys. Not everybody's liking bagpipes, but that's loud, and that's only, almost near the top, but not quite. And so it's quite loud, I have to say. I don't know what it is about it, but for some reason the icons look big to me. Like, it feels like everything is bigger, and I don't know what that is, why that is set that way. Because it's only 720 versus 768 on the Nexus 4, where the density is a little bit different, where that screws it up. In terms of being able to use this, Motorola provides you with a migrate tool. So if you have set up your text messages on another phone, it's called histories, etc., it'll bring all that over for you. It's pretty nice, neat little thing. What I really like is how the nav bars and the back and front and stuff like that, they're translucent for the apps. So actually, when you're playing stuff or you got a web screen, you can actually see through them, whereas on the Nexus 4, they're black on the bottom. Right, so they're black right through, so my little wallpaper doesn't go to the end. On this one, the wallpaper goes through to the bottom. What else? Active display notification, I have to say, is really cool, so I can put the phone down. And all I have to really do is just basically pick it up. Oh, it's not going to work now because I just did it. And there you go. Shows automatically your time. So great that if let's say you have it sitting there, all you really have to do is just kind of touch the phone, and sometimes it'll, because it wasn't too long ago, but it'll actually show the notifications without having to hit the power button or anything for it. Other than that, the biggest thing about Motorola is the fact that it does the "Okay, Google, now show me pictures of Dragon Ball Z."
Check out these pictures for Dragon Ball Z.
That's pretty cool. And if you've seen the lazy phone ads out there lately, been pretty cool in terms of what the stuff it can do without having to touch it. Nice picture there. Other than that, I have to say I've been running some benchmarks on it, and it's handled quite well. I've actually even started playing this Dragon Hunter game, and so I can do this around the screen here. This Dragon Hunter game, like, it actually handles quite well for a quote-unquote dual-core processor. You know, the benchmarks numbers aren't great. It'll show it sort of semi in the middle somewhere. I don't know if I can pull this up here. But again, that's just a number. I have to say, I haven't noticed it being that poor. I mean, for what it's saying, it's doing well. I got there. For what it's saying, so my device is way above a 1X. It's not standardizing that, but I mean I haven't noticed lag. I haven't noticed anything on it, and I've been really trying to put it through its paces. Doing the 3D Mark bench test, it maxed out, and it did quite well. So, great little phone, perfect size for the hands. The fact that we have all those "Okay, Google, now." How awesome is the Moto X? We have those kind of features. Neat. And it's darn near stock Android. So it's almost like a Nexus. The only downside I can give to it is the camera. The camera it's pretty cool. I mean, I do like the camera with the slide out feature. You can do that. Okay, let's go play around with some, that's kind of neat. I don't like how it's on auto for HDR. I always like having it on or off. So I don't know whether or not it's going to take an HDR photo or not. So I'd either have that manual control. That's just me. But I find the pictures are quite dull. They're not great. They're nothing fantastic. Like, the colors just aren't popping. That's not too bad a one. I took it out the other day to try to take some pictures with my Nexus 4 at the same time, and at least on the screen, and the Nexus 4 was really turning out some awesome stuff. This was sort of, again, just a dull looking picture. Even if I had it on HDR mode, it was still not taking quite the great shots that I was hoping to get that day. But according to Tom, who messaged Punit Sony, apparently that's a software fix away that they can do that. So this is the Moto X on Rogers. Great little device. Go pick it up if you're looking for a good one, because we know the Nexus 4s are out of stock and Nexus 5s may not be out for a while. So this may be the only chance to get a real stock experience. Okay, thanks everybody. I'll put a whole review up on the blog, and we'll talk to you later.